Everyone, welcome back to Breslov, Efrat here at Shira David. Baruch Hashem. We welcome all our listeners always. And please keep sending the comments. It's wonderful. You give me a tremendous chizuk, and everyone here gets a chizuk. It's wonderful. Keep going. So we're in Likutei Halachos. Baruch Hashem with Siyata Deshmai. We're going to continue Hilchos Tzitzis Halacha Gimel. And today we're going to do Teshuva. So we're 15 today. The Rebbe says today, Nimsa, She'ika Karbon Bebeis HaMikdash, Vayidei Zeh Shemagbiyin Umalim Bechinas Mokim. So he said like this: an animal is a place is mokim. Why is an animal mokim? Because an animal is stuck in his place. An animal, what does it do? What is it? It's looking for food. It's looking for what to drink. It's looking for a place to sleep. It's looking, that's all it is. It's mokim. It's stuck. It's stuck. And we're trying to elevate. Everything has to be elevated from mokim. People get stuck in mokim also. And then when the people get stuck in mokim, the mokim is almost like quicksand and it pulls them in. It draws them in. That's why we have to always be lemalim in mokim. We have to try to get off the ground. We have to be hovering over the ground. We can't be on the ground because the ground is going to pull us in. So the whole idea with the animal is lemalim is bechinas l'mokim, bechinas lemalim in mokim, to take the animal out of that idea of the din and the tzimtzum and bring the animal up to a higher level, lemalim in mokim. And that's what happens when you bring the carbon to the base of Mikdash. It says it became an isha reach nichayach l'Hashem. Right? The animal is burnt and it rises up to a pleasant aroma for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's the same idea we spoke about a couple of days ago. We were learning about the idea when we bring the Oimes Ha'orim, that we would bring it on right by on Pesach, the second day of Pesach. We bring the Oimes Ha'orim, right? We bring that barley, right? The Ha'orim is a like an animal food almost. And what we would do, we would wave it in the 6 directions, not just 4 directions, 6 directions, to know that everything is mamish HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to give us that das of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ki soirim hu machal behema. Look at how Rav Nassim puts it together. Soirim is the machal of behema. So we're talking about a carbon. Now, what does the animal eat? Soirim. Well, actually, eat anything. It'll eat grass and other things. But specifically, you feed soirim to the animal, right?
Just that we said yesterday that the animals, they're different from man, so that they always get their portion, their parnasa.
Yes.
But just on this, we see the animals, they do die from hunger.
Of course, no. In general, no. In general, they have what to eat. In general,
right.
No, we're not saying there's always going to be some specifics, of course,
right.
But in general, the animals out there in the forest, in the wild, right. They do a lot better than the animals that are here in the city, right? Would you say that?
Yeah.
In the wild, they figure it out. They know they know what the berries they find, the grasses, whatever they figure it out. Like we said, you never found an animal that was a chenveni. You never saw, an animal running a store. That's how you know, right? You never saw an animal that was a chenveni, right? You ever see one? I'm selling this today, I'm selling that. No, they don't need it because they get the parnasa. And there was a cute idea, right? He brought it from the Gemara yesterday. Right? You don't see a shul, that's going to be a chenveni, right? What's a shul? A fox, right? No, you won't see a fox that's going to be a chenveni. All right, anyway. Eder das means it's the lack of knowledge. The animal doesn't have knowledge. There is no das. We say, we dive into the Rebbe Shalom in Chaynin HaDas, give us the das, give us that hefresh, so we should be separated from the animal. I don't want to live like the animal. I want to have das. I want to know it's you, Hashem, and you're providing for me. Bechinas mokim. That's why the animal is in mokim, because we said that the mokim is goyrim. Right? In other words, the person, sometimes the makim is goyim the person it causes him to do whatever it is because of the makim itself. Right, we said this story, if you remember the story with the Baal Shem Tov when he went in the wagon with Alexei, right? You know that story, Sasha? You know that story? We'll say it again. This story you can repeat every single day. You need to know the story. He took the Chevra one night, they went on a trip, and the Baal Shem Tov said to Alexei, go. And he was riding. It was dark in the middle of the night, And all of a sudden, the Baal Shem Tov tells Alexei to stop. Well, he stops. And the Baal Shem Tov says, Alexei, tell everyone here what you were thinking when you came to this place. Rabbi, I can't tell. I can't tell you. No, it's okay. It's okay. Tell. He says, well, I came this idea in my mind that, we're middle of the forest. I'm a big, strong Ukrainian guy. And I have, my sticks and my things here in the front. These rabbis are very scrawny, but they have nice fur and they have silver canes. If I would kill the rabbis, I could take all the money and no one would know. The rabbi said, it's okay, Alexei, it's okay. So it's what the Baal Shem Tov teach. He said that, why did you have this thought, Alexei? Why did you have this thought over here? You didn't think about it somewhere else. You thought about it over here. He says, you know why? Because years ago, there was a murder that took place in this place. There was a murder that happened over here, and that murder caused you to have these thoughts of murder. So the mokim can be goyim. That's what the Baal Shem Tov taught us. No, so sometimes you come to a place, and you get the cuckoo thought in your head, and you think, well, what is this? It's not you. It's the mokim. Change the place. Get out of there. You understand? It could be the place, it's not the person. But we think we get stuck in the muck. We get stuck. So I'm there and we think, oh, well, listen, this is me. It's not you, it's the muck. So look at your tzitzis, tcheles, tachlis, and get out of there. Nice, huh? That's the Baal Shem Tov. No, but this is no. So I'm telling you that story only from this. Because that's muck. The animal's stuck in that place. He can't get out of there. He's stuck. But we don't have to be stuck. He gave the example that when we came out of Mitzrayim, we went from where was it? Something to Sukkos. We came from, which was it? You remember? I can't. It slipped my mind right now.
Pithom, Ramses.
No. Pithom, those are the cities in Mitzrayim. No, we went from. It doesn't. Okay. Either way, it doesn't matter. We went. It's 120 mil, right. And we did this in one day. And how did we were able to do that in one day? We were millions. We were a million people. We were animals. We had a lot of stuff. We had. How did we do that? Because the Kodesh Baruch Hu lifted us up. L'malam and amakim, kvitzas haaretz, and that's how we were able to do that. That's what we're learning. Okay. Ki so'irim hu bechinas shel ha-tzimtzumim, right? That it's so'irim is an idea of tzimtzum, constriction. Shezeh ikar bechinas makim. Anytime you feel a constriction, you feel confined, you feel confinement, you feel constricted, that's because of the makim. So you have to get out of that place. That's the main thing. Carbonos. But the fact that we're able to wave this sa'irim, this thing of makim, this thing of tzimtzum, to show that it goes in the 6 directions, right? The 6 directions, all 4 directions, and up and down, together with the carbonos. And this is the food from the animals, together with the animals themselves, everything together to wave, to realize that it's no such a thing as tzimtzum for us. We don't have to have that. We don't need it. We can be always l'malam and amakim. We can always raise ourselves higher than the makim. We don't have to stay in the place. We don't have to be stuck. Shezeh makrivin oz b'shas hanafas ha'omer. They would sacrifice the animals at the same time they would do the Omer Tenufa, right? This Omer Tenufa. and to teach us, to show us. And we said, why does it? Well, just review one moment. Why does it make sense that when I do, if a yid does an aveira chas v'shalom, why does it tell him to bring an animal? Why an animal? What did the animal do? Why? The guy, did something inadvertent on Shabbos. He made a mistake and he didn't know it was Shabbos, and he did whatever it was, one of the 39 malachas. So then he has to go bring a carbon chatas. Hey, wait a second. What does him bringing a carbon chatas going to help with his malacha that he did on Shabbos? So Rav Nosson explained to us it's very simple, because the person had no knowledge. He had a hester upon him. He had a what do you call it? He felt a hester upon him at the time, because he didn't have the knowledge. Because he didn't have the knowledge, he was like the animal. He was just like an animal at that time, doing whatever he wanted. His animalistic. Yeah, the nefesh Bahamas that was in the person just was acting. It wasn't the nefesh elikus. So therefore, the Torah says, "Okay, son, you will act like an animal. Bring an animal, bring an animal." And then when he brings the animal, he recognizes, he sees. Wait a second, I'm nothing like this animal. Why am I? And then he realizes, what did I do? And it helps the person to make tshuva. You understand? Okay. To help us always to lift up all the things from Makim. Anytime I feel I'm stuck, I'm confined, there's something there, I can't get out, I just have to know I can mamish be l'malam in Makim. I don't have to stay that way. I can get up. I can just, and again, we're using, this is in tzitzis, because use your tzitzis to give you that boost to get out. Because we said when you look at the tzitzis, is the four legs, is four corners. Why four corners? Because the Kisei HaKavod has four legs, and one of the four legs, Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and David, right? So when you look at the tzitzis, and Chazal tell us, you look at the tzitzis, and you see, and you can see, it's compared to the Yamsuf, right? Which is compared to the sky, which is the same color as the Kisei HaKavod. And we said, what does the Jew have to do with the Kisei HaKavod? That's where my neshama came from. Every single Jew comes from Mitachas Kisei HaKavod. That's our headquarters. And the tzitzis can help us do that. Baal Cain, look at this. And through this we were able to leave. We're going to be starting Shavavim soon, in another 2 weeks, right? Shavavim, right? Here, Rav Nosson's getting us out of Mitzrayim. See that? By days says, Daika Yoitze Mitumas Mitzrayim. We got out of Mitzrayim. Ki Yika Zuamas Mitzrayim. Because what was the main filth and impurity of Egypt? Hayamachmas HaMokim. It was the place. It wasn't necessarily, that's just the way the world was designed. Hashem made it, that's a Mokim Tumah, that's Erev Haaretz, the Torah says, right? Erev Haaretz. That's the Erev of the world. Right? You know, like people have an Erev, right? So that the Mokim Mitzrayim is the Erev Haaretz. Doesn't say that about any other place. Ki Sham b'Mitzrayim, hu b'chinas teikef ha'asiyah gashmis. The most coarse and physical place in the world. We could probably say of all time. It's the most physical, coarse place. Hamakim hamagusham. It's most physical. Namuch b'yoser. It's low. It's a land of quicksand. It just pulls you in. It yanks the person in. And that's why the actual land of Egypt is Tameh. The Torah says we shouldn't go back to Egypt, right? Isn't the Torah tells us that, right? It told us that we shouldn't go to Mitzrayim to get horses, right? Right? The king shouldn't do that, right?
With all that, there's been almost always, there's been a big community there.
I understand, but okay. Is that really the same Mitzrayim that it was? I don't know.
Mokum.
Is it that same place? I don't know. Is it the same
physically?
place? Yeah, physically the same place. Yeah.
We can't argue with that.
I'm not going to argue with anything. I have no idea. That's what the Torah says. We shouldn't go there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know the Rambam even made it back
Yeah,
there, right? Even the Rambam, I know. Okay. Yeah.
Many great people came out of there, like later.
I understand. Okay, but but again, because we said like even why did Sari Meinu have to go to Mitzrayim? Why was Yosef at Tzaddik and Sari Meinu in Mitzrayim to prepare the kedusha in that Erev Haaretz? To give us so then again, when people do go there, and if they can connect to that kedusha, so then they can be okay. They have the fortification. Big people can be okay, but the small guys are the guys that get stuck in there. That's the okay. Valkei Nikra Mitzrayim. That's why the name itself is called Mitzrayim, from constriction, tsar, meitzar, constriction, confinement. But through the Omer Tenufa, through that carbon, you're lifting up all Mekaymas. You're giving everything a boost. Everything gets lifted by it, taking that Omer Sa'orim. That very thing that's din itself. That very thing that's tzimtzum. And I'm waving it in the 6 directions. I lift up all the directions. I lift everything up to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. L'malam in Amakim, to come l'malam in Amakim, so you can be okay over there. And therefore we came out of Tumas Mitzrayim, that came because of the Makim. And why do we have to come into Mitzrayim? We learned because of Adam Arishan, right? The faith. Adam Arishan caused, okay. And then we asked why, so if Adam Arishan caused the sin, what did that have to do with us? Because we were all in the Shamas were part of Adam Arishan. And none of us screamed out loud enough, hey Adam, don't eat that. We didn't scream out. Unbelievable. All right, and that's why we're here. Okay, but we're going to get out. And this is the idea of Sefiras HaOmer. We count the days of the Omer. We count the days, Kidei Lotzeitz, Ayadei Zeh Mizumas Mitzrayim. So people, we don't realize, when we're counting the Sefiras HaOmer, we're not just getting closer to Kabbalah Satari. Each day, we're shedding off a level of impurity and rising up another level of holiness. Each day, we're doing two things. There's two aspects of Sefiras HaOmer. Each day, we're shedding off the impurity of that day, and we're taking on the kedusha of that day. Two things are going on. You understand? There's two things, two aspects going on. Ki kol kidei lotzei tzayidei mezumas mitzrayim. Ki kol masei adam heim bizman ubemakim. All actions that we do is within time and makim. Everything we do. And that's where the Sitra sets in. Aval Hashem Yisbarach, hu kiviyachal l'mala me'amakin l'mala me'azman. Of course, HaKadosh Baruch Hu made his Mekoymai Shalaylam. If it ain't Aylam Mekoymai, we said, right? And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, one of the things he created was Zman. But the Sitra uses the Zman to tell a person, listen, who are you? You think you're going to get out of this. You think the guy could be 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. It doesn't matter what he is. It doesn't matter how old the person is. The Sitra say, you're doing all these things wrong all this time. How are you going to get out? Zman. He uses Zman. It was so much time. Zman. And you're in this place, in this makim, you're stuck over here. But you don't have to. Because you can connect to the Rabbeinu Shalom, and that's the Rabbeinu Shalom is l'malam in hamakim. Is mekai mai shalaylam ve'eina oylam mekai mai, right? V'sham bechinas l'malam in hamakim l'malam me'azman. Hu kulei toif. That's really good. That's good when you're connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's kulei toif. Ve'ein sham achiza sitra acher klal v'sham nidta kakol. So in other words, when that's the main point. That's why it's so important. Every day we're learning the program, right? You go to sleep the right way, right? You say the Kriya Shema Lamita, and you have in mind, I'm going to sleep to be able to get up in the morning to serve Hashem. And we get up in the morning, we do the mundane. We learned how important it is to wash our hands the right way. And we said when we wash our hands, we're not even using water from this world. It's the Mei Elyon. Even though it's coming out of my berries, my faucet over there, and I think, hey, this is, no. The water, this water is special water. And this water has the power to take the tumah off the hands. And then once you take the tumah off the hands, what is the first thing you do? You put on your tzitzis. Look at the tzitzis, the tchelis, the tachlis. So you can get that jump start in the day, so you don't get stuck in makom and zman, right? Because then you connect it to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which is kulei toiv, and there's no achiza of the sitra acher in that place. Mizeh shekosavim esek shemayim shamata v'atzia sheol hineka. Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful words of David HaMelech. If I search up into Shemayim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you're there. You're there, Hashem. But if I fall down to the depths of the pit of pits in the world of depths, Hashem, you're there also. It doesn't matter. Hashem is Mekoymai Shalayla Ve'ena Oila Mekoymai. Hashem is everywhere. No matter where I am, I'm with Hashem. In this world, I'm with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I can connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu no matter where I find myself. The person can be in Mitzrayim. He can be in the Ervas Aretz. He can connect to the Rabbeinu. What did Moshe Rabbeinu do? He connected to the Rabbeinu in the Ervas Aretz.
It's interesting that Pasuk uses, in the end, he says, Sheol Hineka. Like,
you're there.
Even like
Hashem, you're there.
Like
Hashem is there.
In Shemayim Shamata.
Of course he's there. That's no problem. We understand.
Yeah.
But I mean, Atza Sheol Hineka. Oh, it's David HaMelech. Wow. Esa Kanfei Shachar. Okay. Now, Ana Elech Miruchecha va'Ana Mipanecha Evrech. I'll go from the ruach, right? Uva ana panecha evroich. He's going to explain that. Watch this. Hainu. Shedavid HaMelech al v'shalom siper b'shvach gedulas habayri yizbarach. David HaMelech taught the greatness and he gave praise to the Rabbi Yisrael as he always did. V'amash ein shum makom livroyach. There's no place to run. V'lis yahish chas v'shalom, to give up. There's no place. May Hashem Yisbarach. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is always there. Ki ein shematim shelo yimsa by Hashem Yisbarach chas v'shalom. You won't find any place that Hashem is not there. Like he said, if it doesn't matter. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you're there. Ki hu Yisbarach makoymai shalaylam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the world. He's everything of the world. Gives the existence to everything. And all the places in the world, the crazy cuckoo places of the world, they're all Eitzel. They're very close to Hashem. He's there. In any place in the world, in any low level, it doesn't matter how low it is. You could find the Rebbeinu Shalom. Like we say, right? The person screams out. And no matter where he is in the world, he screams, he mamish can jumpstart himself and mamish connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's the lifeline. Is his lifeline. Is the lifeline. Because that place is HaKadosh Baruch Hu is included. Hashem gives life and vitality and sustenance and everything to every place in the world so it can continue to exist. Even though to us it makes no sense. Why is Hashem? But that's what Hashem does. Why? Bechira. Hashem wants us to have Bechira. Sometimes Hashem wants the Jew to fall to that low place to see what is he going to do in that low place. Is he going to come back to me? Is he going to recognize I'm here? And then the person can make tremendous tikkunim. Again, chas v'shalom, no one should ever strive to do it. The Rebbeinu Shalom has everything planned for everybody, all the situations and what we need. But to know this, no matter where I find myself in the world, Hashem, you're there with me. I'm never alone. I can't hide. We know the story of Yonah, right? He thought he can hide. Hashem was with him in the belly of the whale, right? Okay. And then he mentions the idea of Lamala Min Azman. v'amar kol meiro anecha v'al sifrecha kulam yikasveinu yikasvu yamim yutzu v'lo yechad bohem. Now Rav Nosson explains. Hainu shekol yamim shenoitzu, all the days that were created, all days. Hey metzli is barach echad. They're one day. Everything is one thing. We think that when it comes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, there's a thing of Zman. There's no Zman. By Hashem, yesterday, today, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 3,000, 5,000 years ago, it's all one day. It's one day. It's going on. It's always going on. There's no such a thing as Zman. By Hashem. V'zeh loy echad bahem. It's all one when it comes to Hashem. Etzlei is bar kulam echad. It's all one. That's the point. What David, that's what he's teaching us. It's all one. Kihu is baruch kiviyachal lamala me'azman. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of course, He created Zman. So of course HaKadosh Baruch Hu is lamala me'azman. If Hashem created Zman, how could He be? He transcends. Of course, He transcends Zman. V'sham kula yachad b'chinas yom shekulei aruch shekulei toiv. We're waiting for that day of that Shabbos, the day of Shabbos. It's going to be kulei aruch. It's going to be a lengthened day. The way HaKadosh Baruch Hu's days are, all days is just one, aroich. We have that idea when it comes to Rosh Hashanah, right? We know it's a Yom HaRichta, right? It's a little preview. Hashem is giving us a little preview. When we prepared ourselves for 30 days before, Shofar, everything, Hashem gives us this idea, this concept, Yom HaRichta. You're going to have this concept. Kulei Toiv. V'zeh loy echad bahem. Zeh Yom HaKippur. That's Yom Kippur. Why? Ki yiseh b'divrei Rabbeinu Zal b'seif Aleph Beis Chodosh sha'yom she'adam ha'iseh tshuva hu l'mala min hazman. A day that a person does tshuva, he becomes l'mala min hazman. He transcends time. When the day that a person does tshuva, he transcends time. V'chein Yom HaKippurim hu l'mala min hazman. That's what Rav Nosson wrote. That's what Rav Nachman wrote in Sefer Midas and Tshuva Eis Aleph. Okay, so he wrote these words: Tshuva sha'adam ha'iseh tshuva hu l'mala me'azman v'chein Yom HaKippurim hu l'mala me'azman. Right, the whole idea of Yom Kippur is l'mala me'azman. But any day a Jew does tshuva, he's l'mala me'azman. He gets l'mala me'azman. Of course, he becomes l'mala me'amakim as well. Ad kan. That's the words of Rabbi Nachman. Zev lo yechad bahem. Bechinas lamala me'azman. So in other words, like we said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's all one. So too when I make tshuva and I connect to Hashem. What's tshuva? I connect myself to the Rebbeinu Shalom. When I connect myself to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I become one like the Rebbeinu Shalom. Because I'm with Him. I'm one with Him. And you can tell me, what do I have to do with Him? We all have a chelik elikami mal inside of us. We have a piece of the Rebbeinu Shalom. Our neshama comes from the tachas kisei hakavod. So of course I can connect back to my neshama. We have the nefesh of Bahamas, the nefesh elikus. I can connect to my nefesh elikus, and of course I become lemalam and azman lemalam and amakan. Shekol yomim heim echad. All by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, all the days are one. V'zeh b'chinas Yom HaKippurim shu lemalam and azman. Yom Kippur is l'mala min hazman. Why? Ki tshuva hu b'chinas l'mala me'amakim. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu created tshuva kaidem of the Briyas ha'olam. Tshuva was created before everything. Tshuva is first. Tshuva is first. Everything was created after tshuva was created. So when I can make tshuva, I go l'mala me'amakim because tshuva is a place before there was ever a makim. Tshuva comes from a place wherever there was before there was ever Zman. So when I can do tshuva, that's what it means. I'm l'mala min hazman. I'm also l'mala min hamakim because that was before anything of creation. B'chinas kisei hakavod. The kisei hakavod was there. So that's how I know tshuva brings me back. Megas. I remember we learned yesterday. Tshuva megas ad kisei hakavod. Those are the words we learned yesterday. Megas. Tshuva touches. It could reach up to the kisei hakavod. It hasn't reached up because again, tshuva is before there was ever anything in the world. Tshuva is very close to the Rebbeinu Shalom's kisei hakavod. So when I'm at tshuva, I'm almost close to the Rebbeinu Shalom. I can grab onto the kisei hakavod. L'mala me'azman. Bal kain. Acha anofas ha'omer. After we wave the Omer in the 6 directions. Hu bechinas shemalin and bechinas hamakim. Le bechinas lemalam and hamakim. I take the makim. What was the makim? The Sa'ira. What's the makim? Is the animal. And I lift it up and I wave it. What lifting it up means? What am I doing? I'm lifting it up from its place. I'm lifting it up from its land, from the ground. I'm waving it. So I'm taking it lemalam and hamakim. And then I can start to count the days after the Ayim was done. I can count the days of Sefiras. That's when we started counting. The ain't Shaykh Minyan of Sefiras. Ay, wow. Because the whole idea of the Sefiras HaOmer, we're counting, but it's really to get us to a place Lamalam and Azman. It's really to get us to a place Lamalam and Amakim. Because we're shedding off the Mitzrayim, we're shedding off the Meitzah, we're shedding off the whole idea of constriction, confinement of Mitzrayim, the Tumas Ereves Mitzrayim. And I'm raising up. Therefore, when Hashem made the world, then Hashem made in the world this idea of Makim, place, and Zman. These things were created by Hashem. Makim and Zman. Sefiras HaOmer. So then we can count the days. When Hashem made the world, He said it was the first day. One day Hashem said. Right? Right? Of course. You can't have the world without time and space, place. That's the world. But I'm taking the makim and I'm infusing it with a mitzvah. I'm taking the zman and using the zman now for a mitzvah. I'm taking the zman, I'm raising up the zman by counting. Right? What am I doing? I'm making that bracha. I'm raising it up by making the bracha. The bracha raises up that zman, gets me out of the makim. Kisham shayach svira uminyan. When it comes to mitzvahs, you can have minyan, you can have counting, and you can have because you're connecting back to the Rebbeinu Shalom, and by the Rebbeinu Shalom, there is no zman, there is no play time, there is no place. Okay. And therefore we count the days. Therefore, we count the days of the Omer. Therefore, we're going to count the days of the Omer. Why do you mean we count the days of the Omer? Kedei la'alois u'lakash lebechinas hazman shu bechinas hasvira ominyan. I want to take the days. I want to la'alois. I want to raise a lakash and to bind. Bechinas hazman shu bechinas svira ominyan. Lebechinas lamalam and hazman lamalam and amakim. That's what we're doing. I'm saying yes, there is time. There is time in the world. But I want to take this time and I want to raise it up. We're learning here how to raise up time. How to raise up makim. You don't have to be stuck in the time. You don't have to be stuck in makim. You can use it as a mitzvah. L'malam azman l'malam and amakim. Ki ein hadin nimtak ela b'sharshay. So now you want to know why do you have to do this? Because the whole idea of din, the whole idea we said makim is din. Makim is judgment. Makim is harshness. Zman is din. Zman is harsh. It's the same idea, but you have to be mamtik the din. You have to go to the shayrish. You have to nip it in the bud. You have to go back to the source in order to fix it. And what's the source, right? And if I take specifically, I take the Sa'ira. I take the thing of Makim that's the most coarsest thing in the world. I take that, I grab that out of Makim and I stick it into Zman. Because I do it that day, the day of Pesach. I do it that day. I do it that day, Zman. I take the makim and the zman, and I take it, and I shake it in the 6 directions to show you I'm lifting you up, and I'm taking you, I'm connecting you back to the Rabbeinu Shalom. Shu bechinas kalat tzimtzum bechinas makim. Al Al daika magbian es bechinas hamakim. And through that, specifically, I could raise up the makim. Using the thing of makim. I use that because I'm trying to be mamtik the thing in its shayrish. I'm taking the shayrish of makim. I'm taking the shayrish of makim and I'm raising it up. Bal kein hasfira sheze ika bechinas man. Sfira is the real time. That's real time. You know, you say real time? That's real time. Why is that real time? Because that's the time I'm using to raise me up from the zman of this world. That's why it's real time. And then I could raise up the zman to get me out of all of the zmanim, all of those things that I'm stuck in. I could raise myself up because I know I'm making the bracha. I'm connecting myself. I'm shedding off the Mitzrayim. I'm connecting myself again now to the kedusha, closer to Matan Torah, closer to the Kisei HaKavod, closer to Teshuva. And that's what it's all about. Therefore we count the days of the Omer. That's the main point, is the Omer. Because again, we're trying to be mamtik it in its shayrish. I think we know what this is now. And this is the main thing for us to purify. Purify makim. Because Makam is the Taikif Asiyah. Hashem made the world, the land, ground is the Taikif. That's the power of Asiyah. Ki Azmanu B'Dakus Yosem in Makam. Zman Makam, you could dig it, you could sit on it, you could Makam is something you could, but time I can't grab time. What am I going to do? Well, I can't do anything with time. Kiazmanu bedakus, it's very fine. It's also creation. It's also a tool of the Sitra Achar. Sure it is. But it's much more fine, much more refined than it is of Makim, of the world, of earth. Kiazman einai nitfas, because man, you can't be typhus. You can't grab onto time. The main thing is Makim. Shu bechinas asiyah b'yaisa. Shezeh goyim lachatoi. That's what causes us to sin. If a person isn't worthy to stand up to the test in his place that Hashem put him, because again we have to always remember Hashem puts us in our mekaymas. We're all born to a certain place and in the world, and we're put into that place because Hashem knows we have to have an assignment in that place, and we have to stand up to the test in that place. It's not, no one chooses where they're going to be. None of us chose. No one chose where we're going to be born. Right? Right, you were born, where were you born? Moscow. I was born in New York. Did I want to be born in New York? Do you want to be born? No. I would have rather been born in Yerushalayim, but they didn't ask me. That's where I was. But we have to la'amay bin Isayim bin Mekayim. I have to stand up to in that place that Hashem put us. Ba'al Kain. And we said we're using the Omer, this Omer tenufa, this Omer. When I wave it, I'm taking all the Mekaymas where this barley comes from the earth. So I'm taking something of the earth and I'm raising it up and I'm waving it in all the directions. Via waving in all directions, I'm lifting up all the Mekaymas of the world. I'm taking that zman of that day's zman, and I take that, and I take the makim and the zman, because I do it on that certain day. I don't do it every day. I do it on that certain. So I take makim and zman in my hand together. I wave it, and I can lift up makim. A fascinating concept. No one talks about this when it comes to sphere, right? You ever hear this before? This whole idea? No, it's fascinating.
Even more, we can say that all the mitzvahs that tluim bizman. It's also like important.
Of course,
concept.
Yeah.
So that we can do more elevation.
Yes. Yeah. All mitzvahs that we have a lot of mitzvahs that says man grama. Of course. So that's why you could raise it up and make all the places in the world, they can actually be raised l'malam and amokim. By days they're malin oilin in this kashrin kol hayomim lebechinas l'malam and azman. And then through the days of Sefira, through the counting, through the waving of the barley, through all of this, I could raise up all my days. It can help me raise up my days. Therefore, we count the days that's connected to the Omer, Sa'irim, this Omer. Kitaris hayomim, because the purity of the days, Hainu lekashram lebechinas lamalam and azman, to bind them, to make them lamalam and azman. Who are you? They are nafas Omer, through the waving of the Omer. I can connect myself back to Mekayma Shalom, to the Rabbeinu Shalom. That's the tikkun. Anyone gets a tikkun like that. Connect yourself to Hashem. That's tikkun. The main point is to mimatar the makim. And we said by taking the thing from makim, the barley from the makim, and I'm waving it in that time of Zman. I can mamish lift it up. I can mamish lift up and make all the mekaymes lemalam and amokim. Lekasha lebechinas mekaymes shalom, connect everything back. Lemalam and azman, mekaymes shalom, bring it back and show credence all to Hashem. It's all you, Hashem. It's not the world. I know it's you. I know it's you. Aye mekayim kivayda. I know you're there, Hashem. I know you're behind this. I know you're hiding in there, Hashem. I know you're here. By days of oil and ayomim gam kain, I can lift up the days as well. And that's what the whole beautiful idea that we're learning over here. Why we take an animal, we take it and again, why do we use an animal? Because we had the head there adas. We didn't have the knowledge. So we take the animal to remind me. We take the animal to remind me. What does the animal eat? To remember that I have to fix my tikkun achila. I don't have to eat like the animal, right? And I have to fix my taivas of mammon. Why? Because the animal gets his parnasa. Like we said, we never saw a fox that was a chenveni, right? We never saw a fox that was a storekeeper. We realize that the parnasa comes from you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And then, of course, we have to work on taivas mishkal. And all these things that we work on together, we can come closer to the Rebbeinu Shalom to take us out of the makkah, to realize that we're really lamalam in amakim. And we can always do that through our tzitzis, cheles, tachlas, kisei hakavod, and Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and David. Like we said, it's with the eyes, connected to the eyes, the three colors of the eye, connected to the pupil of the eye, the bas ayin, all connected, the sight and the vision. It's all one lesson, all to bring us closer to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Kol tov, everybody.